Hi, I'm Gretchen, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use your machine's holding or partial knitting function in order to make a slit in your work. So as you can see here, I have a swatch hung and weighted, and I'm going to be making a purl edging that will be a holder for a drawstring. So I want a slit in it so the drawstring can poke out. So in general, when you're doing your holding or your partial knitting, what you're doing is you're just knitting a certain section of the stitches rather than the full row at a time. And usually you don't want that section to end in the same place row after row because it creates a slit. But in this case, we want a slit, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So here I have 36 stitches hung. So I'm going to push, first of all, when you're doing your partial knitting, your carriage must be on the side of the needles that you are knitting. So if I want to work these needles, then I need to push these ones, the left-hand ones, to the holding position. So I'm going to push 18 stitches from this side out to the holding position, and I'm going to leave the 18 stitches on this side working. And actually, I might go ahead and rehang this weight since I don't really need it on the holding side. I might put it here. And you will want to keep checking your weights when you're working holding like this. So I now have these needles set to holding, I have these needles working, and then on the silvery machine, this is how you set your machine up. I am doing it on both sides, even though you can only see one of them. And at this point, I'm ready to start working. So I just need to make sure that I have yarn in my feeder, which I'm glad I checked that, and that my carriage is set to the correct tension and whatnot. So then you simply work across. And as you can see, it knit the needles that were set to the working position and did nothing with the needles set to the holding position. So in this example, I'm going to work 14 rows. Okay, so now I have worked all of my rows, my 14 rows on one side of the work. Again, if you were working more than that, you'd probably want to keep rehanging your weights further up. But in this case, I am going to take my weights off, and then I'm going to set these 18 stitches for holding. Oh, yeah, I'm going to set these 18 stitches for holding, and then I'm going to move my carriage all the way across so that it is on the correct side of the work. And you can see that my yarn is still coming from here. I actually am going to clip my yarn as well. There we go. And I'm going to start with a fresh strand so that it's not coming from the other side of the work like that. Okay. So right now, all of my stitches are still in holding. Obviously, I don't want that. I want the first 18 to be working, so I'm going to push them back. Now, don't push them so far back that they come off the end of the needle, but even if you push them back that far, they should work. So now I need to rehang my weights on the side that I am not holding so that I don't start losing stitches. And now I'll go ahead and work my 14 rows. So you can see that even though my needles were not all the way back to B, they still all knit. Okay, and I think I counted correctly there. So I should have the same number of rows on each side. And now if you were making a slit from some other reason, you could put all your needles in working position and continue from there. Just remember, if you're done holding, take your machine off of holding so that everything works. And that's how you make a slit.